There's a lot of competition going on, bigger players taking on smaller players. So how does FILMtech really differentiate itself from its competitors?
Within this market, quality is sort of an expectation. So we build that into our processes and our products. Where I think FILMtech has an advantage is with our service. The relative size of our company and our company culture is very entrepreneurial. Because we have experience in all materials, we're able to compress the development timeline.
Nobody really knows what's going to be the substrate of the future. So it's great if you can handle, a lot of different substrates so that you can adapt very quickly.
We see it as a strategic advantage to be, I would say, agnostic to the material type. Our expertise is barrier, and we want to continue to develop our capabilities across all the substrates.
Joining with us today is Doris Shellhorse, Director of Sales and Marketing at FILMtech Inc., a leader in metallized and barrier films. With over 20 years of technical and engineering experience in the global packaging industry, Doris brings deep expertise and strategic insight to her role. A graduate in packaging science from Clemson University, she has been instrumental in FILMtech's growth, helping to drive innovation and identify new market opportunities. Her recent promotion to the Director of Sales and Marketing at FILMtech reflects her outstanding leadership and the company's confidence in her vision for the next phase of expansion. Doris, it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Do you know you're the first female guest on this podcast? We've always had men here, and you're the first female.
Well, I think that's only fitting considering how we met on the Women's Leadership Committee.
Yes, yes.
This is something we can tout to our fellow female members.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So I'll start by asking you the first question that I had for you. So FILMtech has recently expanded its capabilities by installing a new 130-inch metallizing line. So how does that impact FILMtech's operations and, your ability to expand your customer offerings?
Well, first off, it's our third metallizer. So we have 3 box metallizers. The newest one is 130 inches, which is world-class in terms of being able to meet the challenges of receiving bigger rolls, whether it be width or, outer diameter. And so what that's enabled us to do is be a lot more efficient, minimize our waste. We pride ourselves in being kind of a converter's converter. So we're able to replicate what a lot of film manufacturers have as equipment, as well as our customers. We've also installed slitting capabilities and continue to invest in our slitting. And so that gives us an advantage with respect to our ability to turn jobs around faster, meet lead time challenges, help customers with some of their unique challenges, whether it be working through obsolete inventory or handling all manners of roll sizes and substrates.
Right, that's great. And also, this, as you already know, this industry is really competitive. And there's a lot of competition going on, especially with bigger players taking on smaller players, a lot of, expansion happening by bigger players and all. So how does FILMtech really differentiate itself from its competitors? And it'll be great if you can share an example of your strategic approach about this.
Sure. I think FILMtech, within this market, quality is sort of an expectation. So we build that into our processes and our products. Where I think FILMtech has an advantage is with our service. The relative size of our company and our company culture is very entrepreneurial. So the way that we can differentiate is any number of projects our customers bring us, regardless of size, regardless of, if it's a material that hasn't been metallized before, we're willing to give any manner of opportunity a look. And I think that gives us an advantage because we execute well. And so we can execute whether that be a customer's challenges on lead times, a customer's challenges on storage. And I think an example of how we leveraged this service is the way we were able to support our customers through COVID, whether that was during COVID, after COVID, even now, frankly, we're very adaptable. And I think that when customers struggle to plan, which we know they do in this market for all the reasons we know, it can make them feel exposed. And FILMtech is an excellent partner to help mitigate that, to help them react quickly. And then we can be flexible as the conditions in the market change.
Right. It's great you mentioned about changing market conditions because my next topic is sustainability. And a lot of people are doing a lot of things with regards to sustainability. So, what is FilmTech doing about sustainability?
I think FilmTech had a real advantage as we were moving into the demands for recycle ready development, moving into demands for working with different materials that are within that sustainability umbrella. FilmTech has years and years of experience of metallizing polyethylene for agricultural applications. And as you know, polyethylene is a difficult material to handle to its requirements now are to replace more traditional materials like a metallized polypropylene, a metallized polyester that are in a lot of cases considered kind of a standard. When polyethylene reached the chat, it was, how are we going to make this material have the same kind of surface, have the same kind of defect-free roll profile and things. So I think FilmTech having the experience with those materials, those different kinds of materials, has really behooved us to be able to adjust our settings. We plasma treat. I didn't really get into that earlier, but we functionalize the surfaces of all materials. And because we have experience in all materials, we're able to compress the development timeline with respect to what do we want to do with the surface? What do we want to do with the optical density to achieve the product characteristics that our customers are looking for. And in a lot of cases, we're developing this as we go. I mean, you've got PHA materials, other compostable materials, MDO polyethylenes, other engineered type polyethylenes, and co-extrusion type materials that we're able to work with and leverage the experience we've had in other markets into these new applications.
That's great. That's great. I think this is most important because right now, nobody really knows what's going to be the substrate of the future. So it's great if you can handle, a lot of different substrates so that you can adapt very quickly. I mean, that's great. That's happening.
I think I get customers from time to time who are questioning the business model of I would say, independent standalone metallizer and how we fit into the supply chain. And for us, we see it as a strategic advantage to be, I would say, agnostic to the material type. Our expertise is barrier, whether that be vacuum deposited aluminum or aluminum oxide. Our assets are capable of depositing aluminum oxide. Should that opportunity grow, we can grow with it. But we are agnostic and we want to continue to develop our capabilities across all the substrates because you're right. We're not able to forecast the future with regard to that, but we can develop the experience to enable us to be ready when those changes occur.
Yeah. And lastly, Doris, my question to you is, so with the recent tariffs, happening between US, Canada, US and Mexico, so how is FilmTech adapting to this and what kind of risk mitigation measures are you undertaking at FilmTech?
Well, I think FilmTech, one of the areas where we leverage most is our supplier relationships. We have excellent supplier relationships across the world. We are diversified with our supply. So we've not yet had any impact with respect to the tariffs. The way that we've been able to smooth out our supply chain with our partnerships across the globe really have been able to, for us to use that diversification to our advantage, which is ultimately our customers' advantage. We know they don't have time to maintain all those relationships, to look at their, in many cases, look at their supply position to smooth that out. And we can do that for them, given, that we can aggregate our expense, our purchases, and really use that to plan across quarters, which helps us react in, days and weeks.
All right. All right, Doris, that's amazing. And I'm very happy to hear about FILMtech. And thank you so much for being on this podcast.
Thank you. It's been a treasure. I mean, I've not done anything like this. So I love what you're doing. Keep it up. You're doing great.
Thank you so much, Doris. Thank you so much.
Thank you.